What's up, y'all? We're gonna wait a couple minutes, see if we get a couple people in the stream before we get cracking. Give me a minute. Excuse me if I'm sweating a little bit. I've been running around, getting it going. We're gonna run this thing now. Talk about it, man. We're gonna go and get cracking, man. What's up? This DP. It's another episode of the Urban Post where we're gonna be getting on this urban topics, stuff going on in the culture, man, and there's something that's going on all over the media, all over social media, where they talking about this guy Carmelo Anthony and this high school brawl that turned into a stabbing and somebody losing their life. First of all, I want to give out condolences to both families because we ain't here to down either side, man. We just here to react to it, what's going on, and commentary and what we think about it. It's a messed up situation for both people and both families. So hopefully nobody don't take this the wrong way and understand that we're just giving our commentary, man, and our opinion on the way we see things playing out with this case and everything that got to do with it. If you ain't subscribed already, go ahead and take a few seconds, man. Don't cost you a dime. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. And right below that, it's going to be a bell. It might be right beside. It's going to be a little bell. Turn that on. You get notifications every time we drop some content, man, or whatever it may be, interviews, reactions, or us giving our opinions on certain things that's going on in the community. I got a little background noise, man. I'm out on my patio, man. I ain't at the studio. I'll be getting back there and finishing up the little work we got to do there. So we want to worry about this right here with my Spanish neighbors. But moving on, I want to start this off with playing a little news clip, and I'm just gonna play the audio so that I ain't gotta worry about no copyright stuff or none of that, or ain't nobody gonna be tripping. We'll be right back. I'm gonna let them get out of the way and we'll come right back. We got the whole shizness going on around here today. I apologize for that. Um, and I promise y'all I'm working hard getting this studio together, but it's me by myself, man. So, I get it done as I get it done. When it come together, come together. But in the meantime, I want to share the audio on a couple clips I took from social media, just speaking on this case and these people that's in and around the courthouse actually hearing themselves or from people that's actually been in the courtroom what's going on. So I'm gonna just play this quick audio. Let me cue it up, get it queued up, so I can run it by. We're gonna go right here.
Arguments are scheduled for tomorrow after testimony ends this afternoon without the defendant, who claims he stabbed Austin Metcalf in self-defense, taking the stand. J.D. Miles is live outside the Collin County Courthouse with more on the trial. J.D.
Karen, the defense presented only 3 witnesses today before resting. There was a lengthy break stretching from late morning to mid-afternoon when we thought that they might be prepping Carmelo Anthony to testify. But in the end, he and his attorneys chose not to have him speak directly to the jury, which will begin deliberating his fate tomorrow. 4 days of testimony in the Carmelo Anthony murder trial ended with 2 high school track athletes testifying about what they saw on the day Austin Metcalf was stabbed to death in a Frisco stadium. They both backed up defense claims that Anthony's decision to enter the Memorial High School tent was normal. How is the culture around a track meet different than a football game? They're really social, so everybody would know each other, see each other, say hi. Really social. Is that only on the field, only in the bleachers? How would you describe it? It's all over the place. One of them told police they saw a punch, which contradicts more than a dozen prosecution witnesses. Did anything happen that you took particular notice of in the stands? Everybody was standing up, and I saw somebody get pushed or get punched, I don't know which. But under cross-examination, prosecutors showed video that captured the witness on the field stretching and not even looking in the stands until after the stabbing. A lot of what you said, you're kind of guessing. Yes, sir. Do you remember seeing the video I showed you? Yes, sir. It showed that you didn't see what you thought you saw. Yes, sir. The other witness also tried to bolster Anthony's defense. Do you remember telling the detective my teammate might be in trouble and maybe I need to go help him? Yes, sir. I thought there could be something wrong. I wanted my teammates to see it too. But under cross-examination, the prosecutors got that witness to also admit that what he saw in video was not what he saw in person. It's anybody's guess how the jury will react to these witnesses or the state's case. The jury is not allowed to consider, or it's not allowed to hold it against Carmelo Anthony that he chose not to take the stand. With closing arguments scheduled for 9 a.m., it's very likely the jury will get this case around noon. And also at this point, we don't know if the jury will get to consider any other charges other than murder, which carries a 5 to 99-year sentence. Live in McKinney, J.D. Miles, CBS News, Texas.
Okay, basically what that was letting us know was that the case over. You know, the trial lasted a couple days. These trials normally don't last months and months and months. Like we see these real big, high-profile media people have these cases that get drawn out that long. Trials typically be a couple days, man. 2 to 3 days. You know, a week long, 2-week trial is a long trial, but the defense and the prosecution are rested in the case on both sides. Have put their cases forth, man, and it's a bunch of hoopla up in the media with whether he's gonna be found innocent or whether he's gonna be found guilty, and you know, they for some reason keeping a lot of this case out of the media and out of the media's hands. There's been reports that there was video on this incident, and if it is, I mean that being released would definitely curtail at least one side of the argument that's going on, because you got people divided on whether this was self-defense or a murder, and you know, it's kind of hard to say not knowing exactly what happened. But I got another clip that I want to play, and this is supposedly a lawyer. You know, you can be whatever you want to be on social media, but it's supposedly a lawyer, a short video that I found. We're kind of explaining the Texas self-defense law. It sounds like it may be a little different than Florida, but we're gonna play it and see what y'all think, man. Leave your comments below.
I'm a former violent crimes prosecutor with the Maricopa County Attorney's Office in Phoenix, Arizona, where I spent time in both our gang and homicide units. I also spent time as a partner with a firm in Arizona where I worked cases from a criminal defense perspective. Now let me cut right to the chase. We only have the information reported by the media and then some information or commentary provided by members of both of the families. There could be more information presented at some point in the future, but in light of everything presented at the moment, Carmelo Anthony is guilty of murder and will be convicted by a jury. Quite frankly, this case is about as clear as they come. Carmelo is an athlete who shows up at a track meet and eventually makes his way to a tent occupied by a team that he is not a part of. Austin Metcalf, the victim in this case, asked Karmelo to leave. That evolves into a confrontation where Austin apparently pushes Karmelo in an attempt to get Karmelo to move along. At this point, Karmelo retrieves a knife and stabs Austin. There is no self-defense claim here, none whatsoever, based on the information we have. Justification that would allow the use of deadly force by Karmelo requires that he reasonably believe that using or threatening to use such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or serious physical injury to himself. By all accounts, Austin pushed Karmelo. The maximum level of force Karmelo could use under these circumstances, if any at all, is physical force. There's no size disparity. There is no presentation of a weapon by Austin. In fact, even if Austin had hit Karmelo, Karmelo is still only justified in responding with physical force. Generally speaking, here is the law. Where unjustifiable physical force is threatened or used, one may only respond with physical force. Where the unjustifiable threat or use of deadly force is presented, one may respond with deadly force. This is not a race issue. This is a justification issue, and the skin color of those involved is irrelevant. Again, by all accounts, Karmelo was not dealing with any hint of the threat or use of deadly force whatsoever. He was not justified in stabbing Austin Metcalf. He is guilty of murder, and he will go to prison. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear them in the comments.
Well, I ain't gonna comment. I'm gonna make a video and talk about it. It might be content. And as by the way, I'm gonna give you a shout out for your content. That's at Shane Krauser 1 on YouTube. That was a short video, and the first video was who is it? CBS News Texas. So this how news being reported out of Texas, and from a lawyer in Texas, that an alleged lawyer in Texas that kind of gave his interpretation of the law, and I just don't agree with his interpretation of any kind of self-defense law. And it falls flat on its face the moment you get an elderly defense client that is being aggressed by a teenager that's standing over them or above them or whatever. That's going to, depend on, I think it's a lot more to self-defense and when it should be able to be used. And I don't think, you should have to use the exact type of force that's being applied on you. Now it's okay. You presented danger to me, so I'm gonna defend myself, and I got case law, man, all the way to the Supreme Court where it say this, and it's dealing with self-defense, but it's talking about dealing with a law enforcement officer, and I can't remember the exact case, but it say that, and it's the U.S. Supreme Court, so that's any Texas law that's out there. So if he do lose, I'm quite sure that he'll come back on appeal and be found not guilty on this, because let me mute for a second, man. I got these dudes around here on this dirt bike, man, and they hanging out, but and it's my first time hearing them around here. But anyway, it say that you can defend yourself against any kind of unwanted aggression or threat of bodily harm or imminent danger. It don't have to be a threat of death. Just that you gonna mess me up and hurt me, right? And they say that you can't go so far as to, your force could take somebody else's life, because ain't no, it might was just gonna start out with you pushing me if I wouldn't have defended myself. Who's to say how far he would have took it? One push turned into another push, into a punch, and the next thing you know, he on the ground getting kicked to death or beat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not taking those sides. I would never. And all we got is the little bit that's sprinkling out and the interpretations of these people that's allegedly in the courtroom witnessing the testimony from the victims. But it just seemed kind of clear to me that it was one of those things where I'm gonna give an example. I moved out of where I'm from into another little county, and they pride themselves in being Cracker County, and they actually had a field trip where they wanted to take my son to to this place that was called Cracker County or something like that, isn't it? And it's like a historical plantation or something like that. And I was like, why would I let the school take my son there with these little, kids of other orientation than them? That's that superior, inferior complex that they teach in the school system that I think. But this might be one of them situations because they in Texas and it's the South, and it's known for having those racial tones. You know what I'm saying? And this might be one of those cases where he might be in those areas where it's kind of divide. It's certain parts of Florida, certain parts of every state that got these parts. They even got so-called sundown time. So I'm not saying nothing, but I'm just, Texas is one of them places, and you got a lot of people there that's pushing for this self-defense thing, man. When I just don't see it that way, man. I see it like, and one of the things I was taught, and I teach my kids, my mama used to teach me this. I ain't had no man in the house, but my mama used to teach us to defend ourselves. She taught us if they bigger than you, pick up something and bust them in their head and make the fight even. You know what I'm saying? Or if they got the advantage, man, get even, man. However it may go. That's my 2 cents on it, man. I can't really say whether or not the young man gonna be found guilty or not guilty because we wasn't able to hear the case. We got a bunch of interpretation of what's going on in the courtroom from reporters and people that's allegedly in the courtroom witnessing these things. So that's all we got to go by. But it's definitely sad for both of these kids, both of the families and everybody involved that we gotta be going through this. I don't think that violence is the way to solve any problems, but I do believe that a person has a right to defend themselves from harm, man. And whatever I do to defend myself, can't be greater than the threat that somebody caused to me. And can't nobody but me judge the level of fear that I had at that moment. So I'm hoping that he get a fair trial. And that's all we could ask for, y'all. As far as the all-white jury thing go, man, that's been going on since courtrooms open, man. That's been going on since courtrooms open, and allegedly, according to the numbers that they give us, we 13% of the population, and then a certain amount of us, we got felonies and got these different issues. So when you boil it down to it, man, about I would say 67% of the voting population that's black is available to be in trials, jury trials, and you know, no, it's not fair. No, I don't feel that you got a jury of your peers. If you black, Mexican, white, Puerto Rican, whatever, and you don't got none of the people on your jury, I don't think that that's a true jury of your peers. But it's been going on. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I personally done had two juries that was all white. I happened to be found not guilty. Uh, One time in the other case, we made a motion and the case was dismissed on a motion. But I had all white jurors too, man, and there's some stats out there that say we'll get into that in another video because that's a whole other story, and I don't want to get into that. But yeah, this is a sad thing, man, and it's really sad that we have to go through this. But a lot of this stuff be boosted and put in the media and promoted on certain news channels to cause these divides between people, man, that go to work together every day, that's in the stores together every day, man. At the end of the day, man, we got to coexist, man. We got to coincide, man. We already got enough going on with the economy being tore up and with all the different things going on, the markets all over the place, employment going down, for blacks and just all the other things, man. We got our own things in our neighborhood. So, I don't really get into these things, but, I I decided to start touching on some of these events that's going on and get the Urban Post thing going, man. It's all about content, man. So, man, y'all comment on the video. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this case, man, in the comments, man. Because, um, you know, it's just a state-to-state thing, you know. I actually can even say I was one of the earliest stand your ground cases in Florida in 2007. I had a attempted home invasion. Me and my family, while I was at the house, man, I was on house arrest. I had an ankle bracelet on, and you know, I wound up doing what I had to do to protect my family and obtain a weapon that was in the house for our protection and used it to protect us. And you know, stand your ground was in its early phases, and I wasn't charged with anything. Um, thank God for that, but. You know, it's just different. It worked different in different states. Every state got its own laws. And Texas, you know, if something wrong with the stand ground law, y'all know, protest and put the right people in place to make changes to the laws, man, to get it to where it is. Because I believe if somebody attack you, you should be able to defend yourself. I don't care what happens. You know what I'm saying? You can't come bother me and threaten me and think you finna do something to hurt me, whatever that may be. A punch, a kick, a stab, a shot, or whatever. I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to defend myself and protect myself. And if that mean I got to harm you, and it's fatal to you, then man, I mean, I'm sorry for you, man, and I dread that day ever come, but. You know, I just feel like a man got a right to defend himself. Um, so with that said, I'm gonna wrap this one up, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Like this video, man. Comment, let me know what you think about this situation, man. And whether you think he's gonna get found guilty or not guilty. The jury is out deliberating, and I don't think they're gonna be going out deliberating for a long time. I think they'll start deliberating officially tomorrow, but most of the time when jurors make their decision before the trial is even over. So the jury pretty much is going to start deliberating tomorrow, and I wish the best for the young man, however it may turn out. I'm sorry for the young man that lost his life, and the family and everybody, and I don't think this is about race, and I don't think it's something that should divide us. I think it's more so about what is self-defense according to the law and what is a murder. You know, I think it's kind of clear from what I see, but I can't say that I can make a decision that's worth nothing because I don't know all of the facts truly, and all we're doing is deciding and making commentary off of people interpreting, man, and we know the news lie. People gonna go in and if y'all remember, we did the little test or the little experiment in grade school where we get in the circle and whisper the story in one ear, and by the time we make it around the circle and back, it's a whole other story. So we'll see, and hopefully the video, because allegedly it's a video of the event, the sad event, and hopefully it'll come out one day and clear up a lot of the stuff that's going on in the media, and just stop it from being any kind of madness or any kind of violence or riots or any of that, man. That ain't the way to fix it, man. The way to fix it is to go at the people that's in power, man, and go at them. They can make change. You know, we got governors, we got all these other people that can make decisions in that criminal justice system that we can reach out to help us. And, you know, just let them know, man, we put you in power. If you ain't gonna do it how it needs to be done, we're gonna get you out of power, man. And that's that, man. However it may come out, we maybe make another video when we get the verdict, but the jury will start deliberating tomorrow. And I wish the best for the young man. I'm sorry for both families. Y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share the video, man. It don't cost you nothing, y'all. It don't cost nothing, man. I'm going, DP Kingpin Chronicles.